Hey friends, today I wanted to do a little video about being less passive in business. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I had two things happen in the last few days that stood out to me as times where we are too passive. One of them was in a mentoring session recently. I had an artist saying that she had contacted heaps of galleries, heaps of potential stockists to have her work there by email, but she hadn't heard from them, and she felt like she was a failure. She felt like they didn't want what she was selling, that they didn't like her stuff, that she wasn't good enough. And I was like, honey, that's not what's happening here. The other example, or the other thing that happened, was more about my business. I had some interactions with a larger business, and some things were not going the way that I thought that they would. And I just assumed that they didn't like me. But on reaching out to them, I realized that it was a technical problem. So that got me thinking about how I and this artist, and I think many of us, are way too passive in business. So I wanted to give you 4 tips on how to be less passive and get more out of your marketing endeavors. So, first tip, if you don't get a response to something, do not assume that they saw it. Assume that they didn't. Because if you are sending an email with maybe a catalog or, just reaching out and wanted to introduce myself to a busy business owner, they very likely will not see it. Or if they do see it, they may just quickly see it in their on their phone while they're waiting for a meeting or something like that, and then completely forget about it. I am very conscious that I do this all the time, and I have systems in place to make sure that I go back and check through any emails that I might have missed every single week, because I know that I have a very bad habit of checking my emails on the go and not having time to actually reply to them. And sometimes as a business owner, I do want to engage with someone, but I just don't have time, or I'm overwhelmed, or it's not the right moment. And I think to myself, oh yeah, I'll get back to them later. And then I never do. Because if it's not in my systems, then I'll forget about it. So that is one tip for you. A second tip is to make sure that if you are approaching a business for a collaboration, to make sure it's actually the right fit. I get emails all the time from brands that are making their own products, or sometimes not making their own products, saying, hello, here's our catalog. We would love to stock in your store. Please just let us know if you'd like to place an order. And if they had done any research on my business, they would know that that is not how my business works. It is a rent a cube model. We don't take any commission on sales. Everything has to be handmade. We support artists. That's what we do. And a quick look at the homepage on my website would make that very clear. So when someone contacts me in this way, I go, okay, they haven't even researched. I'm not even going to engage, right? Doing that little bit of research on a business, what they're about, what kind of products they have, going in, introducing yourself, getting a feel for what's there, is not only going to make sure that you're approaching the right businesses to collaborate. So when I say collaborate, I mean stockists, galleries, and so on. But it's also going to help you feel confident that that they aren't helping you, but you're helping them. And that's not actually listed on my list of tips here, but I think it's really important. You need to remember that you are helping them by providing a fantastic product, and you need to feel confident in that yourself. Don't approach people and expect them to help you, right? Because we're all selfish, we're all busy. Make it about them. Third tip, always follow up your cold inquiries with a face-to-face if you can. So that means that, say you reach out to a boutique about having your jewelry stocked there, don't just send an email with your catalog. Send the email and then go in the next day and say, hey, I sent an email yesterday with my catalog. Not sure if you saw it, but I wanted to come and introduce myself. Is the correct person here. I really love this store. I think my jewelry would really fit. And I just, I know that the type of customers that I usually sell to would also like your merchandise, right? So you're making it about them. You're showing them that you have considered what they do, because they get, asked all the time for people to take their products. And that you are a real person and you can have that genuine conversation while you're there, rather than just making it like a business transaction. It's very rare to send out a cold inquiry and get a response back. So yeah, just make it personal if you can. The fourth tip is, before you send a cold inquiry to a business, follow them on social media, engage with all of their posts, respond to their stories. This will, one, help you make sure that they are the right fit, but it'll help them get to know you. And I've talked a little bit about the know, like, trust sales funnel before, and I'll talk more about it later. But this is the know and like and trust. Like, if you are kind of interacting with them casually for a little while before you send your inquiry, they're going to know who you are when you actually reach out to them. And if they like you, they might want to work with you. So you can see how that will be more beneficial in the interaction. And I do have a kind of bonus tip. I wrote some notes for the caption. The bonus tip is not to make passive social media your only marketing option. Putting photos and reels and videos and things on social media is great, and we should all absolutely be doing it. But I think that creative businesses especially, rely too much on this. There are so many other ways to get your products out there, and B2B, business to business, is a fantastic way to do that, because your invoices are going to be bigger, right? You're going to be selling more at one time, and it takes less of your energy. Social media should be about branding. It should be about connection. It should be about building community. It should be about finding opportunities. It should be about collecting a crew of people who all are on the same kind of, I guess, journey as you, but also in the same spaces as you, and being able to kind of gauge that market and learn from it and interact with people and have those one-on-one connections. But if you can work out how to engage more in more business to business sales, so that might be trying to sell wholesale, trying to get your products into shops on consignment, doing more exhibitions, getting your art into cafes, running workshops for, like, if you're a person that likes running workshops, trying to market yourself as someone to do them for team building exercises and market to corporates. There's so many different things that you can do where you can implement more of the traditional marketing kind of tools and methods that are a little bit tricky for one-of-a-kind handmade business to consumer models, because I'm sure anyone watching this has had the experience that you look up information online about how to get more sales on your website, and you just go, well, I can't do this because this is all made for Amazon style businesses, right? This is all made for people that are manufacturing overseas and have a big budget to run Facebook ads and have 10,000 of one product to sell, and sell 10 products on the entire website. There are ways to do those things, but it all starts in branding. And yeah, I think there's just a lot of untapped potential for creatives there that isn't being met. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful. I hope you like this format as well. I will post this on my grid now, and I will post my caption with all of the notes there. But I would love if you watch this to let you know, for you to let me know what you took from it. The more feedback I get from you, the more I can tailor the content to you. So let me know below if you've tried any of these things, if you've had experiences where you've reached out to people and not gotten the response that you wanted, and what you're going to do, what steps you're going to do to be less passive in business. I hope you have a good day. I'll see you soon.